Donald Trump about to hold a rally in Henderson, Nevada, a day after his running mate Mike Pence took part in the only vice presidential debate. Here's one short snippet of him sparring with Hillary Clinton's running mate.
I do want to get back to the question.
But in the midst, yeah, Elaine, thank you, thank you, Senator.
These guys have praised Vladimir Putin as a great leader.
How can they defend that, Senator? We do have that coming up here.
I was listening to the avalanche of insults coming out of Senator Kaine a minute ago.
These were Donald.
He says,
hold on a second.
It's my time, Senator.
It is, in fact, the governor's time.
I apologize. This is your 2 minutes.
Thanks. I forgive you.
And I know he's laughing at this, but every president.
What's it got to do with Russia?
Every president since Richard Nixon has done it. And Donald Trump has said, I'm doing business with Russia. The only way the American public will see whether he has a conflict of interest.
No, he hasn't said that.
Senator, your time is up. Governor.
All right, Chris Plants is a syndicated radio talk show host. Leslie Marshall is a Fox News contributor. Radio talk shows. We said we had a short snippet. Really and truly, that was just a short version of more than 70 interruptions that we heard last night. It was a fiery back and forth. Your take, Leslie.
Honestly, I'm not big on the interrupting. I got to say, Sandra, I don't care who's doing it, left or right. And and I think that's one of the things that actually worked in favor after the first presidential debate for Hillary Clinton, that she was calm and prepared and responded when people went to her. Occasionally, people are going to speak out. What I was surprised at is, I definitely saw more from Tim Kaine supporting and defending Hillary Clinton than I did from Mike Pence. I was kind of confused. I thought maybe, Chris, you can help me with this. I thought maybe Mike Pence was running, but maybe that's just laying the groundwork for 2020.
Well, Chris,
but the interruptions I don't think are good for a debate.
That has been thrown about today, Chris.
It has. It's a popular hypothesis. I think it was first floated on one of the networks last night at around 11:59 p.m. and it got some traction. I don't think that's the case. He's representing the Trump-Pence ticket. I think he did a very solid job. I think that Senator Kaine came off as a bit wild-eyed and out of control, and his temperament, if we may use that term in this context, was not the kind of temperament I'd like to see close to the president. Whereas Mike Pence was very calm, cool, collected. The Washington Post declared him to be the big winner. They're not looking to declare him to be the big winner, and they declared Senator Kaine to be the big loser in this whole thing. Of course, then the Post went on to say that Pence may have been the winner of the debate, but Trump still lost the debate last night.
I mean, there were some really awkward interruptions. One of which was when Kaine interrupted a point that Pence was making on 9/11 to say where he was. Watch this, Leslie.
Yeah.
I was in Washington, D.C. on 9/11. I saw the clouds of smoke rise from the Pentagon.
I was in Virginia, where the Pentagon's.
I know you were. We all lived through that day as a nation. It was heartbreaking.
Everybody's like, really?
Well, I was actually at the Pentagon myself, but we're not one-upping one another here. He was in Virginia. It's a big state. He might have been down by North Carolina, but he was in Virginia. He just couldn't wait to interrupt, and he interrupted, honestly, every time Mike Pence was getting to a point. Elaine Quijano jumped in a few times also, interrupting Mike Pence when he was making a point about the email, about the foundation. It was obviously a strategy by Kaine and the Clinton people to step on him every chance they got to disrupt.
And there was another moment where Pence did use to step on Kaine, Leslie, and that was when Kaine used what many said were a bucketed, planned response to something, saying you either want your hired president or your fired president. Watch this, Leslie, and I'll get your take on the other side.
Do you want your hired president in Hillary Clinton, or do you want your fired president in Donald Trump? I think that's not such a hard choice.
I appreciated the you're hired, you're fired thing. Senator, you used that a whole lot, and I think your running mate used a lot of pre-done lines.
I mean, Leslie, some people saying, some of his critics saying that Kaine was just too scripted, too planned, and too prepared.
Oh, actually, I would disagree on that. I think they both were. And actually, I thought Pence had a great performance. I think, Chris, that he should be your guy instead of Trump. And I would be more worried in November. But with regard to those phrases, if you look historically at what people remember from debates, it is the catchy lines. There are phrases like that. And when they do think about, hey, wait a minute, this guy isn't going to create as many jobs, perhaps, for America as she has, just as a basis from that line, that could actually gain gain one vote, possibly, after last night's debate from somebody who might be undecided.
Well, certainly Pence used that as an opportunity to tout Donald Trump as the guy who has hired people, does employ people, and knows how to run a business.
Right.
Chris Plant, I'll give this one to you. As far Oh, and I'm told that I wasn't listening to time cues, and I have to go. Chris and Leslie, it was very good to have you. I'm sure we'll talk about more of this soon.
Thank you, Sandra.